Hey, it's rare that we get a sequel 23 years after the original. Here we get Chicken Run 2, subtitled Dawn of the Nugget. It's a sequel follow-up to the original Chicken Run from 2000. The great British studio Aardman, they've made many good to great stop-motion animated movies. Here's another one they're making, directed by Sam Fell, who did Flushed Away and Paranorman. Well, this movie has the cute chickens from the Funland farm. They had to escape that farm because the original movie, as you might know, was modeled on a lot of World War II prison camp movies, like obviously The Great Escape. They got away from that farm that was going to slaughter them. Now they're on a paradisical island, living a quaint utopian life. The older generation, Rocky the male rooster and Ginger the female hen, they have bad memories of being in that farm, but the younger generation, their daughter Molly, who's born at the beginning of the movie and grows up to be a youngling, she wants off the island. This is classic animated movie fare in which the adults are closed off from the wider world and the young ones want to go out and be open to it. So Molly flies the island coop. Literally, she leaves the island to go off and find some adventure. The chickens are terrified by that. Her mom and dad are. They go try to chase after her. She's allured back into the Funland Farms where the chickens are from by an advertisement. Turns out that Funland Farms is a giant processing center, which really looks like a movie Nazi bunker or a James Bond villain fortress. And inside they're processing chickens, trying to turn them into the first chicken nuggets. Molly gets inside the fortress and actually there's a wonderland inside, a hyper-real plastic landscape that she's allured by. There the chickens are fed infinite amount of goodies. But this is a devastating brainwashing kind of place, and she finds that out real quickly. That means the chickens from the island have to go rescue her, and now you've got another basic World War II movie plot. It's the fortress infiltration plot. So I was delighted to find that whereas the last movie was modeled on The Great Escape, this one is modeled on something like Where Eagles Dare. That's great. It's going to be fun. And yeah, this movie provides some fun. I will say it is like the original, which is great, other Aardman stuff. And so therefore it's watchable, and the chickens are occasionally funny, and everything is what you think it's going to be. 15 minutes in, you know what's going to happen in the plot, and you know how it's going to end. That's actually my problem with this. There's not much surprise here, and even though the sets are bigger and better than ever, this movie has lost the quaintness of the original sort of English family farm, sort of having fun and playing around with that stereotype. Now we're in its own hyper-real environment. The chickens are now in a James Bond, Mission Impossible, World War II fortress movie, and that's actually not a natural environment for chickens. I know that sounds ridiculous because this is stop motion, but I think this has lost the quaintness of some of the Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep fare that Aardman has made, obviously also made the last Chicken Run movie. And then non-stop action, yeah, it's one thing after the other, boom, 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 it's fast-paced. This is like a lot of children's movies these days. It doesn't really stop to pause to consider, the chickens' character relationships. And maybe that sounds ridiculous, but I would like children to be treated a little bit more as if they're smart rather than just throwing action at them nonstop. Now, this is a perfectly acceptable movie in a number of ways. I think if you've seen Paranorman and Flushed Away, I mentioned the director's credentials, it's going to be like those movies. I don't love those movies that much, but I guess they're watchable, and they placate the children during the winter time, which is, I guess, why this is being released in December. Also, and I keep comparing it to the original, but who can't? We've lost Mel Gibson, who was the voice of Rocky in the original. I like that husky voice he had, which harkened back to his Mad Max selfish solo characters he had. Now Rocky is voiced by another guy. I'm not going to mention his name. I just hated that voiceover. Voiceover acting has become awesome in the last, 20, 30 years. They could have hired somebody who could have really brought out that character and blended with the nice British accented voices of the other chickens. But here, I don't think they substituted well for Mel Gibson, and I was happier every time this character was off the screen. So in the end, I'm going to give Dawn of the Nugget 2.5 stars. That's mediocre. I could give it 3. I'm not going to rewatch this, but it was fine for what it was, and it will do the work. But, the original Chicken Run, I rewatch occasionally. It's a good comfort food sort of movie, so at least we have that. But I don't think this movie goes into the echelon for me. Maybe it does for you, though, so let us know what you think about this movie. If you watched it and liked it for your kids or family or whatever, and tell us more about it in the comments. Please be kind down there, and please subscribe to this channel for more great content. Thank you. Have a great day.